The brand new game, Pokémon Legends ZA, launched on October 16th, and seriously, in the very first week, almost 6 million copies were already sold. Even with many people complaining about the game's price, the launch performed exceptionally well. This just shows how awesome our community is. And hey, if you haven't had the choice to play this title yet, stick around until the end of the video because I'm going to tell you all the new stuff. And as everyone already knows, Game Freak finally decided to listen to our community a little bit and brought Mega Evolutions back. We were gifted with the Megas for Clefable, Victreebel, Starmie, Dragonite, Meganium, Feraligatr, Skarmory, Frostless, Emboar, Excadrill, Scolipede, Scraft, Electros, Chandelure, Chesnaught, Delphox, Greninja, Pyroar, Malamar, Barbaracle, Dragauge, Holucha, Drumpa, and Phalanx. Phew, man. After so many names, let me catch my breath. And of course, I still need to mention that the game also features a Mega Evolution for Zygarde in its complete form, obviously. Each Mega has its own unique characteristics and lore. Go ahead and comment down below if you want me to make a video focused entirely on the Mega Evolutions. And of course, to avoid missing the video, check if you are subscribed to the channel yet. Now, let's stop stalling and let's talk a little about the game. The journey starts with our protagonist arriving in Lumiose, 5 years after the events of Pokémon X and Y. Right away, we run into our rival who can be urban or towny, depending on which gender you picked when creating your character. Moving on, we're surprised by a Pancham that steals our bag. Here, we can see that Game Freak really took inspiration from Paris and included the famous pickpockets who frequent the French city. Chasing the panda, we see that it robbed us on orders from its trainers, Andy and Andra. To be able to face this two, first we have to choose our starter, which in this game is Totodile, Chikorita, and Tepig. I was really bummed that they didn't keep the 3 original Johto starters. But this probably happened because Cyndaquil already got attention in Legends Arceus, where we have the Isil and Typhlosion. And before continuing, comment now, which one of these 3 are you going to choose in this game? I'm grabbing Totodile without a doubt. After choosing the starter, we battle Andy's Pancham, and it's at this moment we get our first contact with the new combat style, which is completely different from the turn-based battles we were used to. We are placed in our arena, where we can move around, reposition our Pokémon, even make it dodge attacks. Just like the anime, a truly dynamic battle I would say. Another battle system that is different is the PPs, which no longer exists. Moves now depend on a cooldown time, very similar to the system in Pokémon Unite. As always, we have 4 moves available and need to keep the target selected with a kind of sight. Man, without a doubt, Legends ZA is already the game that risked the most, completely changing the combat style, and to be honest, I'm really enjoying it. Leave your opinion in the comments below. Even though the game is a direct continuation of Pokémon X and Y, I found it quite strange that the game doesn't take place in the Kalos region, but the entire game is focused only in Lumiose City, which is divided into districts with various sectors, streets, parks, and diverse points of interest. The city's population is divided into a few groups, which are concentrated in different regions of the city. And what makes the city more interesting is how it was designed for people and Pokémon to live in harmony. But if you think the games get boring exploring only the city, you are partially correct. We can not only explore the city, but also the paths with ladders and scaffolding that give access to the top of the constructions through the city. As you go up, you can find wild Pokémon's items and trainers to battle. It's not the same as exploring varied environments from the other games like multiple cities, caves, deserts, forests, but you can see that bringing this idea of different layers to the city was a way to not limit the player during the adventure. Additionally, it's possible to find spaces called white zones, scattered throughout the city. There are 20 different zones in total, and they ended up replacing the routes where the most of the free Pokémon are found. But unlike what we saw in Legends Arceus, where sometimes it was necessary to catch the same little monster several times to complete a mission, in this game, we only need to catch it once, and the Pokémon is already registered in the Pokédex. Some fans quickly cut out 230 available Pokémon, completing the Pokédex and soon no longer needing to worry about catching any Pokémon. It's very strange to think that Game Freak didn't worry too much about this mechanic, because after all, removing a bunch of Pokémon from their natural environment and locking them inside a computer is really fun and one of the franchise charms. I saw reports of some players complaining that the lack of space ends up hindering captures. Since the game focus isn't catching, it needs to present us with some mission to be at least interesting to play, as it also doesn't feature the Pokémon League, Elite Four, nor the classic gyms, leaders and badges, so we are introduced to the Rogue Evolutions and the ZA Royale. The Rogue Mega Evolutions are a location where a mysterious energy caused white Pokémon to Mega Evolve. The first occurrence of this kind happened 6 months before the game began. The first white Pokémon to undergo the Mega Evolution was a Pidgeot. This transformation was witnessed by the incredible AZ, who returned to the game alongside his beloved Floette. After failing to defeat the Mega Pidgeot, he created TMZ to protect the city from the Rogue Mega Evolutions. As the story progresses, we discover that this energy comes from the Eiffel Tower, but I will explain this better in the video dedicated to the game's lore. As members of Team Z, we will battle against Mega Evolutions in a raid style very similar to previous games. There are 16 possible Pokémon to face: Absol, Slowbro, Camerupt, Victreebel, Beedrill, Hawlucha, Banette, Ampharos, Barbaracle, Maui, Frostless, Altaria, Venusaur, Dragonite, Tyranitar, and Starmie. Upon winning the battle, we are awarded the corresponding Mega Stone for the defeated Pokémon. Raids appear from time to time, and players always seek to complete them during the day in the game, because as soon as night falls in Lumiose City, it's time to compete in the ZA Royale tournament, organized with the purpose of finding the most powerful user of Mega Evolved Pokémon. We started the game in Rank Z of the tournament, and are challenged to defeat 201 trainers, distributed across 12 different ranks until we reach Rank A. The tournament is continued in the post-game, where it becomes the Zero Royale Infinite mode, which puts you against 159 varied trainers, who become increasingly stronger. By winning the ZA Games battle, you are rewarded based on your rank, earning a lot of experience and assorted items, including vitamins, Pokeballs, including the Master Ball, Hot items, and others. Despite all the differences, even more if you look at the final teams of each rank. He usually focuses on a specific type. Additionally, the tournament gave me the impression of being the most engaging part of the game, making you play to raise your rank and earn rewards. The fact that the tournament is only available at night also brought a really cool dynamic, where you end up having to balance your gameplay between exploring during the day and battling at the night. I don't recall any other Pokémon game that introduced something like this. Imagine if in the previous generations the gyms only opened during the day and we needed to wait for the night to continue the gameplay. It would completely change the franchise. And I still need to tell you that the game already has a confirmed DLC, the Mega Dimension. It's already available for purchase in the Nintendo Online Store, but it will only be possible to play on this date, the official release date. For now, we know little about the DLC, but we already seen that we will have access to 2 Mega Evolutions for Raichu, which will be divided like Charizard into X and Y versions. Furthermore, some of the most attentive fans managed to find 14 new Mega Stones scattered during the official trailer, which was released on September 12th of this year, but Nintendo has not yet confirmed how many Megas will be officially introduced in the DLC. For now, that's all I have to tell you about the Legends EA, but keep an eye out, as the next videos I will dive deep in the new Mega Evolutions and the story of the game. It's always interesting to find when we have the opportunity to enjoy the franchise games a little more, but as is customary, we finish another official Pokémon game with that feeling that the franchise still haven't received a title that delivers all the potential that our beloved monsters have. Of course the fan can enjoy the new releases, but they could bring a polish on the level we see in the games from the Zelda series, with those beautiful graphics, fun puzzles, and interesting, rewarding map exploration. Of course, this is just my opinion, you are free to disagree or agree. Thank you so much for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed this video presentation, peace out and see you next time.